This is Bruce Boudreau, head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Sunday, January the 8th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Had a really good day despite the Canucks loss. We had my meetup at Monkey 9. I will talk about that in a few minutes, but as you'll see on the banner that's scrolling across the bottom of your screen, thank you. Thank you to everyone who joined me at the meetup today, and I will definitely be thanking you by name in a few minutes or so. So, as always, thanks for being here. Moderators, thank you in advance. We will see how busy you are tonight. Hopefully not too busy. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame members, and franchise members, thanks to all of you and everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world. Thank you for being here. You know I do not take you for granted. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for school, work, bed, whatever you may be doing. But the fact that you are here with me tonight, I appreciate you. So like the video. There's already 45 of you in here tonight on this early Sunday start. Every Sunday I start half an hour early because we don't go half an hour later. We still end off at around 11:30, but we'll play the games Ordo, Gordo, and Wordle today. And also, I want to just make sure, I just want to thank you for your support. And make sure you like the video. There are 45 of you in here, like I said, and then there's only 16 likes. Let's bump that up to 20 or so. At least, you guys know I like that 50% ratio. Also, I want to encourage you not only to like this video, but to subscribe so you can get active in the chat section. You can leave a donation like Lucas Gates just did, legendary Lucas Gates. And it's funny, legendary Andrew Chang suggested that I have different levels of choo-choo. That just sounds funny, but I have different levels of choo-choo depending on the size of the donation. So typically a donation, an average one, or say one that I appreciate, $5, $2, whatever. That's kind of like I don't want to say minimum, that doesn't sound right, but that's a small choo-choo. And then the larger the choo-choo, not the choo-choo, the larger the donation is, the larger the choo-choo. And then Andrew at the meetup today was actually giving me examples of what a $5, $10, $20, and $100 donation might look like. So regardless of what Andrew told me, I actually like that idea until I actually figure out my new Stream Deck and how to use it and how to put different sound effects in it. I haven't even pulled it out of the box, quite frankly, being so busy. No, not too busy, but I just haven't done it. I will kind of go with a manual calibration proportion scale. So Lucas, thank you for the $5 donation. Choo choo. Okay, so I think I did that right. Andrew, tell me if I did that about right. The volume or how boisterous, it doesn't change my appreciation, Lucas. Thank you for getting the donation train out of the station. It says CCC hype. 2 meetups happened. One for the CCC crew, one for the CSE crew. Canucks Sports Entertainment. Hope it went well. The one at Rogers Arena went well. Glad yours went well, Lucas. Ours went well as well. And once again, thank you for the donation. And let's give some love to Lucas in the chat. Speaking of the meetup, I'm going all over the place. I was going to try and get to the game first and the meetup, which I'll still do. But I want to recognize Robert. And I recognized him also acknowledge Robert. I recognize him, but but I want to acknowledge him as well because, and I said this during the Game Over show, the guy works so hard as a producer, as a moderator, as a promoter, and today especially I appreciated how hard Robert works. He set up everything. He ran OBS. He ran everything. Robert, I still got to upload the podcast, but being a little busy since I got home. But thank you for understanding. I'll get it up by tomorrow morning. But Robert, thank you for who you are and all that you do. And I appreciate you very much. And no, I see it won't be one chew per dollar because legendary Andrew Chang comes through with a $28 donation. Now, I know a $5 donation is like a choo-choo, like I did. Oh, see, my voice is cracking because I've been talking so much today. $28 is quite big. So let's go with this one, Andrew. Choo-choo. Okay, I'm not that sounded like a dying dog, but that's okay. Andrew, thank you for the donation. Some love to Andrew. So the legend's coming through already. I guess if people are going to donate, which they have been, which is awesome, then I need to really really settle on this choo-choo scale. I can't believe I keep talking about choo-choos because it just doesn't sound right. But thank you, legendary Lucas Gates. Thank you, legendary Andrew Chang. And thank you, Robert, for putting the choo-choo emoji or picture in the chat. Andrew saying that choo-choo was so manly. I don't know what is going on here, but that is indeed the case. Yes, and I will, Captain Caveman, I will get a Horner sound effect. I actually have a brand new Stream Deck that I simply haven't opened up. But what I'll do is I will open up this week and I will have the proper choo-choos and sound effects going maybe by the end of the week for sure. Let's talk about this game first, and then I didn't even get through my whole intro. Subscribe if you like to. No, that's at the end. Subscribe so you get active in the chat. Like the video. We're up to 24 likes now, which is great. 67 people watching, which is awesome. Leave donations like Lucas and Andrew have done and see what kind of choo-choo you get. Still sounds weird to me. You can gift memberships, which is the same as a $5 donation. You can also become a member. You can upgrade your membership. And you can always get active in the chat section. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review as always. And don't forget, I go for the first half of the show and then you get the second half of the show. But tonight, I'll go 15, 20 minutes about the game and my meetup. I'll throw it to you for about 15, 20 minutes, fake cut off the show, and then we'll play games for the last 15 to 20 minutes. Makes sense? Makes sense. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Let's talk about the game first, and then we will talk about my meetup, and then I'll throw it to you guys for your questions and comments. One thing I said during Game Over Vancouver that I found really interesting. Let's say that you did not know the final score of the game. Let's say we didn't know, and you simply looked at these game stats. Canucks out shooting the Jets 38-27. Faceoffs even. Canucks 1 for 3 in the power play without even taking a single penalty themselves. Out hitting the Jets 33-23. 13 blocks to the Jets 8. And only 4 giveaways to 14 for the Jets. If you see that without seeing the final score, I think you'd agree with me that it looks like the Canucks should have won this game. In theory, by stats, they were the better team, and they could have come away with their second straight victory. But we know how good Winnipeg is, and we know how big and fast they are. We know how good their goaltending is, even though it was Rittich today and not Hellebuyck. And yeah, you see all these stats. They look beautiful, but then you look at the final score, and it was 7-4. And it was Winnipeg going up 2-0. Canucks working hard to tie it up 2-2. Winnipeg going up 4-2. The Canucks working hard to tie it up 4-4. Then Winnipeg scoring a goal at the end of the second period to really put the pressure on the Canucks. And the Canucks couldn't come out in the third period to match it. And that's kind of weird. And we were joking about this at the meetup. Is look at this. The Winnipeg Jets, they score early. 2 goals in the first 8 minutes. Kyle Connor. This one, Ehlers' pass goes through Dermott and Miller. Connor puts it in. Second one, OEL, horrible pinch. It becomes a 2-on-1, but then Connor it makes it a breakaway. He actually goes right around Myers and makes it 2-0. Then the Canucks score 2 goals in 2 minutes and 19 seconds. JT Miller off a really nice entry by Pettersson. JT Miller picks up the garbage around the net. And Stanika, a deflection of Schen's goal, 2-2 going into the second period. And then, look familiar? The Jets scored twice early. Nick Ehlers goes around the net. Delia's playing way too deep, scores. And then this goal was a killer. The second worst goal, I think, of the game. Lowry waits behind his net, sees that the Canucks play bad defense, puts it right up the gut to I don't know, I guess it was Barron. No, was it to Barron? And Barron takes no, because Barron ends up scoring. Maybe it's to Dylan actually. I don't know who the pass up the middle was to. No, maybe it was Dylan to Lowry. That's what it was. Lowry goes in and then basically outweights Martin and passes to Barron, and Dermot Myers are just standing there. But Bo scores just 2 minutes later with a wicked wrist shot off the right side, and then Sheldon Dry scores on a power play 2 minutes after that. So again, the Jets score 2 early ones. The Canucks score 2 quick ones to tie it up. Dries was a nice deflection off off a Miller hard pass. And then we look like we're going to get into the second intermission. But then Axel Johnson, he scores a goal that this one was tough. Now, by the way, after the fourth Winnipeg Jets goal, Delia got replaced by Martin. This one, I really think that Martin should have had. Now, I can't remember if this actually went off Shen's stick, but it beat Martin high. And the book on Martin right now is that you can score on him. I was talking to people at the meetup. You can score on Martin from distance as long as you shoot it high, and that's what teams have been doing. By the way, Justin completes the trifecta of legends in here, donating tonight with a $20 donation. So that's a bit more than the small one, but not as big as Andrew. So I'm going to go with a choo-choo. So $20 donation from Justin Credible. What a manly choo-choo. Want a manly choo-choo like Canuck Clay? Be sure to check out Perform and Transform. All joking aside, thanks for the fun day. Shout out for the continued generosity of all sponsors for prizes and the venue and service day. I agree with all of that, Justin. I will do a similar thank you in a few minutes. And thank you, Lucas, Andrew, and Justin, all of you for your donations. And yes, Jason, we wish you were there. It's kind of funny. I said we gave you a break from throwing in prizes because you've been so generous on this channel and to me. But the other 3 sponsors were able to step up and donate today, which worked out really well. So it all worked out. Third period, the backbreaker. Canucks on a power play. Connor Garland, Sheldon Dries, Mikheyev all piled in the left corner. It becomes another 2-on-1, which then becomes a 3-on-2. And then Johnson puts it back to DeMello. And DeMello, guess what? Beats Spencer Martin high. Then the only question left was Kyle Connor. As I coined him, the Canuck killer, Kyle Connor, the CKKC. Would he get his hat trick? And he did with 7 minutes left. Dubois muscled Pettersson off the puck. Pettersson goes to Ehlers to Kyle Connor. And then Connor puts it behind Spencer Martin. Another donation. Okay. This is the 4th different amount today. So now I got to kind of think about where this goes on the scale. I think this one's a choo-choo. Lucas, thank you for the $10 donation. If you need a choo-choo, I think you should try out Gohorn Hub. Thank you for the advice. I will take a look at that. So now 4 different donation amounts tonight, all from Legends and 4 different levels of choo-choo-ness. Last thing I'll say about the Canucks, you look at their stats. Lockwood only has 10 minutes. But if you look at the ones that stand out, JT Miller, I actually didn't even mention this on Game Over because I didn't know that he quietly had a 3-point night. He had his goal, but yes, I guess he definitely assisted on Horvat's goal, and he assisted on Dry's goal. So a nice 3-point night for Miller, but he's still -1. And I know that's because one of the points was on the power play, so that doesn't count. So that means he was on the ice for at least 3 of the Winnipeg Jets goals. But I'm not blaming him for those goals that the Jets scored when he was on the ice. So a nice 3-point night for Miller. He's the only one with multi-points. Otherwise, you have points for Garland, Dry, Studnicka, Pettersson, Horvat, Joshua, and Kuzmenko. So there are only 4 forwards who do not get points. Besser, Lockwood, Lazar, and Mikheyev. Then on the defensive side, what sticks out to me, -3 for both Ekman Larson and Myers, and they were bad. It's usually Ekman Larson pinching and then Myers not knowing how to cover a 2-on-1. So it is a recipe. It's a recipe for disaster. And you see that Ekman Larson and Myers played 20 minutes, under 20 minutes. He was at 26. And then you had Ethan Bear coming in second at 20:09. Any big hustle stats I want to look at? 6 shots and goal for Petey. That's big. 6 hits for Lazar a day after he had 7 or 8 last game. So he's playing well. Another 4 for Dries, which is good. And then some players with 1 or 2 blocks on D. 6 hits for Shen, which is nice to see. So Lazar and Shen, as expected, leading the hit brigade. and then 3 defensemen with 2 blocks each. The goaltending, not good tonight. Colin Delia saves 9 of 13 shots. Spencer Martin saves 11 of 14 shots. Add them up, they only saved 20 of 27 shots. That is not good at all. Not good at all. And then Winnipeg, of course, Kyle Connor with his 3 assists. 3 goals. And look at Pierre-Luc Dubois with 4 assists. Nick Ehlers also a 3-point night. That line was massive for the Winnipeg Jets. So really quickly, where does that put the Canucks? It puts them, I keep talking about this mushy middle, and I think it was Ricky and Justin that both referred to it at the meetup. This stinks because the Canucks are not bad enough to be in this bottom tier of 32, 31, 28, 24 teams, but they're falling way behind in the wild card race. So look at this. They're 5 points out of, what's that? 10th in the division, in the conference, but they're 5 points clear of being in the bottom 4 teams. And then you look at that in the overall league, kind of the same thing. They're not a bottom 5 team, although they're close. They're the 8th worst team right now. And there's no way they're going to be as bad as some of these teams from San Jose down, but they are nowhere close to being a playoff team. So unfortunately, we are stuck in a really tough position right now. And then I think for another night, I certainly, I'll save it. I'll save it for another stream. I have a couple questions that I really want to ask the community about the plight of Vancouver, what they should do. And maybe I'll save that for tomorrow night, actually. That's what I'll do, because I'm not sure the Canucks are practicing tomorrow night, but I'll save it for tomorrow night. Practicing during the day, actually. That's what I meant. And yes, Peter, that's exactly what I'm saying. Worst possible position to be in. Not good enough to be close to a playoff spot, but not bad enough to go to lower in the standings. So what do you do? And maybe that's what I'm going to focus on tomorrow, because between this, the game recap, the recap of the meetup, and then yes, I think we have enough to talk about today in the games. Of course, tomorrow the Canucks aren't playing, so maybe we'll save this discussion for tomorrow night. And really quickly, Demko made the road trip, or at least they were hoping he made the road trip. I didn't see evidence that he was actually on the road trip, but I think he's still a good 2 weeks away for sure. So I'll get to some of your questions in a couple of minutes. But first, what I want to do is I want to talk about the meetup really quickly, because there's some really cool things that I want to bring up about the meetup. So first and foremost, I want to thank all of these people for coming. So there's, of course, my family who helped me a lot. My lovely wife, Gail, my son, Sean, who's the marketing manager at Monkey Nine, and Kayla was on name tag duty. So she did a really good job. And then Kayla's friend from high school, Hillen, came over. Gail's sister, Julianne, her husband, Pat, and then their 2 kids, Audrey and Paulo. Paulo, coincidentally, was wearing a jersey that Jacob used to wear when Jacob was 2 years old. Then we had my friends, Richie, who I used to work with, and Katrina and their baby girl, Cecilia. Richie was the one who won the Perform and Transform gift certificates, which is cool. Then we had Jaden, a UBC student who I know through, I bowl with someone. The wife of Stephanie. Stephanie works with Jaden's mom, Ivana, if that makes sense. So Jaden and Ivana were there from the very start. Appreciate that. We got to give some love to Coach Rob. Coach Rob gets up at 6:30 in the morning, gets on a 9 o'clock ferry, drives for half an hour, is at Monkey Nine even before I get there. So I didn't make him. I invited him to help me set up, and he was really good doing so. And Coach Rob was really cool, because not only did he have the longest traverse, the longest travels for sure, he was also very interested. He was in a good, cool way. He was watching me very intently set up all my tech for the stream, which was kind of cool. My kind of pared down tech, but he was watching me, and then I actually showed him how I do these shows as well. So it was great to see Coach Rob, and I appreciate how far he traveled for today. There was also Harry Ma was there, and he brought along a friend, Kevin, which is really, really cool. And there was my friend John, who I know from church circles. He came after the game, but I think he was there for the company and not for the game. At least I hope not. I mean, I hope so. Otherwise, he got to get a new watch. And then we had legendary Justin Credible was there. legendary Andrew Chang was there. C Edits was there. I appreciate all those people being there. And then we had Elfren bringing his goal horn. One really funny moment, actually, there's a part where I thought Besser scored, and I yelled, yeah! And then Elfren pressed the goal horn, and then Besser didn't score. Then Elfren pointed at me and said, that was your fault. I said, yeah, that was indeed my fault. So it was awesome that Elfren was there, as well as, like I said, legendary, just incredible, legendary Andrew Chang and C Edits. Then we had Ricky, my hip hop partner to be, even though we haven't recorded our song yet. Gord Wright, Perform and Transform model. Ricky was the winner of the $50 gift certificate from Monkey 9, which was cool. We had Helen. Helen is so sweet. She came. She brought me some gifts as well and gave me a big donation. A few of you gave me donations today. So you got in-person choo-choos, which I really, really appreciate. Then we had Thomas. Thomas was the winner of the Gassy Jack artwork, so I have to connect him with Gassy Jack art, which is pretty cool. Then Alex was the big winner of the night, and I'm not sure if he's watching tonight, but I'm sure he won't mind me telling the story. Alex won the tickets to the Canucks Philadelphia Flyers game in February, and then proceeded to leave without paying. Not because he was trying to dine and dash, but I think he or dine and ditch, but he literally forgot. He simply forgot to pay. And then we were trying to figure out with the server, with people at the table. And then to Alex's credit, he called the restaurant and then he talked to my son, Sean. So I covered Alex's bill and then he paid me back already, e-transferred. So Alex, congratulations for winning the tickets. Then we had Isaac, who showed up, but he made it work, got their eye line in the chat, made it for the third period. And that Smiley Hello, there we go. Smiley Hello, it was really happy to see you and thank you for your generosity. And then Amit, I'm not sure if Amit's here tonight. Amit Ratu was there. I was so glad to meet Amit, which was really, really cool. And then finally coming in, Anita and Eldwin came near the end. And Anita ended up talking to my wife, Gail, for half an hour. I think they have a lot in common, no common people, and just kind of two cool Chinese women talking to each other. I'm not sure why I threw in the Chinese. It's the first thing that came to me. So overall, if you add all those names, there's about 31, 32 people, just shy of 3 dozen. Not bad for a Sunday afternoon. The next one I want to do will be a Saturday night in March. So I expect there'll be no NFL. There'll be hopefully better weather. It'll be a Saturday night game, more eating, more drinking, all that good stuff. So I'm looking forward to that one. Haven't decided the date. I have to talk to Monkey 9, but we're certainly going to do one more before the end of the Canucks season. So thanks to all of you for coming, for sure. I want to thank the sponsors, obviously Van City Experts, always very generous. But for this particular meetup, Perform and Transform donated some gift certificates. Gassy Jack Art donated some artwork. And Monkey 9 Brewing not only hosted us, but also gave some gift cards as well. And they, Jordan, who is the manager, who's taking care of us, and then Alina, the waitress, was also very good to us as well. And then my son, Sean, worked really hard behind the scenes just to make sure that everything was working really, really well. Lucas, choo-choo, thank you for the $5 donation. I'm working on a go horn idea for you. Thank you, Lucas. Go ahead and work on it. But, I don't want to say but. Go ahead and work on it. I may or may not use it because I also have a couple ideas, but I will never, ever decline or refuse work that other people do for me or want to offer to me. Just no guarantee that I'm going to use it. I just need to say that no matter who's making what for me, but I do appreciate that, that you spending that time and that energy for sure. Last couple of things about the meetup. I know some people like Rosie wanted to be there. Lucas wanted to be there. I get it. Life happens. And there's some people that I didn't expect to be there that showed up. Other people that said they were going to be there that didn't come. And others that told me they weren't going to be there and indeed did not come. And that's fine. Life happens. This one was on short notice. So we'll do another one in March for sure. I talked about the donations. Oh yeah. And like I said, I was able to do a Game Over Vancouver show from there. Went off without a hitch, without a glitch. Was very grateful for Robert and all of his good work. So meetup once again, next one will be in March for sure. Yes. And Robert, you were there by Zoom. So that now we're up to 32. That's true. You were there for sure. Yes, Jay. No, I didn't do anything without talking to you first. So we kind of keep the Van City Experts gifts, the tickets, the giveaways to these streams, and I think that's a good way of doing it. And besides, Monkey 9 actually was able to donate a pair of tickets. So instead of having 2 pairs of tickets from 2 different sources, I thought that was the good way to go. No, of course, you're a busy guy. You're busy taking care of Van City Experts. So correct, we did not sponsor some tickets today. C Edits using her 20-month member message, and for some reason I cannot show these on the screen, but you can see this. It says CCC Hype. Thanks for hosting, Clay. So glad I was able to attend before I head back to Toronto and cheer and support the CCC from halfway across the country. Everyone was awesome. Really cool to see you live stream on location. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You guys might remember my first meetup I did back in November of 2021. We also lost 7-4, which isn't great. That was to Vegas. That was at the Park Pub. I did a live show. I did my own post game along with a microphone, and then it was kind of blaring through the speakers. Then when I did my meetup 1 year ago in March of 2022, we won 4-1. We beat Dallas. I did not do a show afterwards. We just kind of hung out and watched some other games. And then today I did a game over show, but because I told everyone to sit around me and we weren't the biggest crowd, I didn't have to use a microphone, an external microphone, just kind of focus more on the show we did ourselves. So thank you, C Edits, for that nice message. I appreciate you. Now let's do this. I will do my mid-show sponsor read. I will thank our sponsor. That's what the mid-show sponsor read is. I'll do the reminders, and then and only then, I will start to read comments from that point on, because I'll stop explaining myself. But if I start reading comments and going back, I will never catch up. So get your questions ready. I will try and rip through them. I'll do as many as I can in the next 10 to 15 minutes before we play games. So get your questions ready, and as soon as I say go, that's when you can press enter or send or whatever your prompt says, and then I will answer them from there on in. So if you've typed something up already and you really want me to answer it, just copy, paste it, and don't press enter just yet. Thank you to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Appreciate Jason and his support on this channel always. Thank you to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. As I said at the meetup, sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link performandtransform.ca/CanockClay, and Coach Patrick will contact you. Also, shout out to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork and donor of 4 prints today. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor, especially for hosting us today. And to Vessi Footwear. Use the discount code CanockClay at checkout at Vessi.com and receive $15 off every pair of Vessi shoes that you buy. Again, that's at Vessi.com. Use CanockClay at checkout. Again, my mid-show reminder to you to subscribe, get active in the chat section, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, gift a membership, but most importantly, be active in the chat section. Okay, now I invite you to leave your questions and comments in the chat. Jason, to clarify, we can give something away if we did. Yeah, Jay, actually, I'm not. It's a little bit crazy to do it now. No, crazy is too strong a word. It's not crazy. We're okay for now. We can do it on another stream, Jay, because it means setting up a form. To do it fairly, it would be setting up a forum, a wheel, and I didn't have that plan for today. So we always appreciate your generosity, Jay, but I think we're okay for today. I always like to arrange those beforehand so it's not so spontaneous. So hopefully we can do that later in this week. We'll kind of set it up and we'll pump it up before we do it. Maybe on a game night, maybe on Tuesday or Thursday night might work. So thank you, Jay. Thanks for understanding. But I think it's best if we save that for later in the week. Jaskrin, this is how our season is going to go. We'll be trending to get a top 5 pick, but when Demko comes back, he'll play like a top 5 goalie and lead us to 15th draft pick. Jaskrin, we will remember that, and that will be horrible. Lily, would it be a good trade if the Canucks give Horvat, OEL, and a second-round pick for Bedard? That would be an amazing trade, but whoever has the rights to Bedard will not do that because they get a good player in Horvat, but then they get not a good player in OEL, so that kind of evens out. And then you're not even getting a first-round pick for Bedard or multiple first-round picks. So, Lily, I wish we could do that, but I don't think any team that has the rights for Bedard would do that. Andrew, I thought Delia had a weak game, especially that third goal where you're sitting too far back. A couple of the Connor goals, maybe he could have got the second one. Third goal I didn't like for sure. And the fourth one kind of wasn't his fault, although he was playing quite aggressively. Why do you think the Russian players seem to have a harder time adjusting the NHL versus European players? Tramkin not working out, Kuzmenko taking a bit. Yeah, Tramkin I don't think is a good player. People who follow me for a long time know that I don't think he's that good. I thought he was overrated. And Kuzmenko taking a bit to learn English has nothing to do with his play style. I simply think he didn't speak English ever before. So I think he's doing actually quite good. But I hear what you're saying. It's not... compared to other players that maybe speak more English in their home countries, his English isn't that strong. That's for sure. OEL Garland trade is looking even worse. Yeah, it's not great. Yes, Jastrin, this is a new mic. I've used it for a week now. I debuted it. I think it was on New Year's Day, if I am not mistaken. So a week ago today. April 4, Seattle, Vancouver game. Birdie, I don't think I'm going to that one. I'm looking at it right now. Yes, it's a Tuesday night. It is bowling night, so I will not be going to that one. Out of all the Canucks paintings behind you, which is your favorite? Of these three, and these are three of my new ones, I have about a dozen now from Gas Jackart. I just don't put them all out. Demko one's nice. That BX one's cool, but I really like this one. It has the three Hall of Famers, the Sedins and Luongo. Yes, I saw that trade. I thought it was a joke when I first saw it. I didn't know it was about a dozen assets for those two players. So one of the bigger trades I've seen for sure. Jastrin, I would rather play the San Jose Sharks all 82 games. I'm not sure if we can beat Colorado 82 times. Going back for Gunther, yes, it would be amazing to have him in the 9th. We could have had him. No guaranteed Benning would have picked him. But you're going to get a good player. I hear what you're saying, but you're going to get a good player at 9. But it's just easy to equate Gunther to the guy we would have got. But yes, Gunther and $12 million worth of cap space. No OEL, no Garland. Japan, I did not know that Shane Wright is going to be traded to London Knights. I will follow that. It's pretty cool. Ricky had a great time today despite the ending of the game. It's a very special community of diehard Canucks fans. Also, thank you for letting me come on Game Over Vancouver. Yeah, that's what I forgot to mention. Coach Rob, Ricky, and Just Incredible all came on Game Over Vancouver, and they knocked it out of the park. That was a very good one. I think your choo-choo has gotten worse. I bet Thaddeus had this impact on Andrew. I need to have a chat with him. Thaddeus is an eternal legend in this chat. Oh, the Giants traded their captain. I did not know that. Who wins a cup first, Matthews or McDavid? In theory, Toronto has a better team than Edmonton. I'm not saying it's going to be this year, but maybe it's Toronto. Maybe it's Matthews. Thoughts on Connor Garland being a potential buyout candidate this summer? I don't get. They didn't trade him last year when his value was decent. Yeah, Peter, I'm not sure if Garland's value was actually that decent last summer. It might be better than it is right now. So I think that Alvin and Rutherford are going to be quite aggressive in trying to move money, save money. Given the not so good contracts, do you see it likely that during the coming offseason, the Canucks will buy out the contracts of one or more players? That is the talk, David. Rick Dolly was talking about that as recently as Friday on Donnie and Dolly, and hinting that maybe Connor Garland is the one they're trying to move. No problem, Jeff. I know. I was thinking you were in town too, but no. Maybe if you're in town in March, you got to get to that one for sure. Seeing Stadnico and Dryas scoring, the momentum was in our favor. Yes, two unlikely goal scorers. Okay, that's a good suggestion. Choo-choo, different NHL goal horns. That's an idea. Horvat to Devil for Holtz, Nemec, and a first. I would do that. JT played well. I thought, and I assume you saw Petey throwing a stick. Yeah, Edmund, I didn't see it during the game. I only saw it on Twitter afterwards. See, it's believe it or not, my Pepsi count. Oh gosh, is my trainer going to watch this? I had 4. I had 3 during lunch and then 1 during my show. So 4. Joe, Clay, I sent you an email today about a nice bowling ball I have for sale. You might be interested. Yes, I saw the email, Joe, and I will get back to you over the next couple of days for sure. I did see it, but I haven't had a chance to respond yet. But I did read it. Thank you, Joe, and thanks for popping on. I appreciate it. I like your family photo in the back, but you're missing your adopted son, JT Emo. Emo Country, let's ride. Who's JT Emo? JT Emo. Is that Peter? I'm missing something. Was that like a JT Miller joke that I forgot to? Anyways, yes, Emo Country, let's ride. I know what that means. Thanks for the meetup and having me on Game Over today. The passion for the Canucks, no matter what side we're on, always strong. No one can ever question the passion of Canucks fans. I agree with you for sure. Birdie will see playoff. Yes, Birdie's going to see Seattle Kraken playoff hockey. Demko's got to come back better, Andrew. He honestly can't be any worse. What was the most ordered food item? Not sure, Fangirl, because the food orders didn't go through me, so I would have no idea. But I did see a lot of variety, everything from salads to tater tots to steak to pasta, so to popcorn shrimp. I'm not sure. Yes, Coach Rob, you were great. Any Jets come today or Canucks fans only? I think there are a couple people that didn't mind the Jets. We kind of joked around of, imagine if I took off my Canucks jersey and I had my Winnipeg Jets t-shirt on, but no. Everyone seemed to be cheering for the Canucks today. Oh yeah, I was not going anywhere. He's been asked to waive his no trade 3 or 4 times and he says no. Yeah, I guess he's earned that right, hasn't he? All right, I'll be waiting, Lucas. Thank you. Hey, Eldwin, nice to see you. I think we should trade JT Miller? I do. I just don't think we'll be able to. Robert, yeah, it was interesting, Eldwin, and thank you for coming today, Eldwin. Robert, that was kind of cool. Instead of one static guest, to bring guests on, and obviously that's something that we can do when you're at a live location with more than just yourself. Yeah, Coach Rob did well, Shannon, on Game Over. Let's focus on Tuesday. The third period was very negative. Yeah, well, we outscored 2-0. It was too bad. Any news on Bowl leaving so we can take them out? The rumor is they're going to try one more push for negotiation before the trade deadline. Have I been following the Abbotsford Canucks? A little bit. If so, do you see Podkolzin's media availability? Thoughts on his English progression? He speaks excellent now compared to the beginning of the season. That I didn't see it, but that doesn't surprise me, Chris, because I think Podkolzin is a smart guy and he really wants to improve his English for sure. And it's interesting with Podkolzin and Abbotsford, Kuzmenko is left without his interpreter. Remember, not translator. Translator is for written, interpreter is for verbal. Remember, we've talked about that before. Not that anyone cares. Let me know if you actually care about that difference. And if you knew that difference. Interpretation is for verbal, oral. Translating is for written. Bujo's probably given up on the team. We need vintage Demko back. We could have won this game with vintage Demko. Yes, this was. We talked about that actually at the meetup. This was the first game in a while that you've said maybe Demko would have made a difference. If Horvat is indeed traded, I'm rooting for New Jersey's good young players, which is what Alvin and Rutherford want. New Jersey's a good, exciting team. What game do you suggest Coach Rob and I go to? Given your situation, anything on the weekend. Anything on a weekend, I think, would be easier. Time for Myers to go. He had a rough game. I don't think they should buy out Myers. He's only worth $1 million next year. Yes, but that also makes... actually, yeah, you're right. You shouldn't buy him out. You should try and trade him because the team getting him, $6 million cap hit, but they only owe him $1 million. Great point. Fire Bruce Boudreau and hire Willie D. Oh, JT Miller. Yes, we will adopt JT Miller. Time to lose for Bedard. Keep it up, boys. JT Emo is JT Miller. There you go. How big was the pop bottle? Actually, glasses that were smaller than this and half full of ice. So I'm going to go with that was only the equivalent of 2.5 glasses. We'll do that. I see. No, we didn't go bowling today. Actually, by the time I finished Game Over and finished cleaning up, it was 4. Watched the end of the Seahawks game, and then we were out of there by 5. LA Women's Hoops, if you, I'll do this another time. Maybe we'll talk about how the buyout of OEL, but apparently it's not as bad as I thought. Yes, good point. Shannon, Coach Rob and I we're actually looking at games potentially. And sure enough, that Canucks Flyers game is on a Saturday night for sure. Miller for Aaron Rodgers. That would be interesting. Hey, Brad. Was hoping to come to the meetup, but getting from North Van to Richmond is a bit of yes, it's not the easiest place to get to. And you're welcome for the gift card. You earned that. Is Garland replaceable? Guy works so hard, but the play always seems to die on a stick. I think he is replaceable. He does work hard, but yeah, he does a lot. He looks busy, but not very effective. I think when people give you a donation, I think it would be good to go with this Go Canucks Go every time that someone donates to you. Michael, that's a good point. I just started with that. I called it the donation train. Then I said, what sound does a train make? Choo choo. So that's what I've been going with. But I am open to evolving for sure. Dave doesn't think Leafs will win a cup. Yeah, but I said Matthews will win before McDavid. So maybe it's not with the Leafs. No, I was thinking about the Leafs over the Oilers. If you can trade Miller, who would you trade him to? And what'd you get back for him? OEL is better suited being bought out. Yeah, for Miller, I would take anything cheap, young, hungry, effective, and that means re-signing Bo. But it's hard. You think automatically of teams on the Eastern Seaboard in the U.S. for sure. Miller getting worse. Agree or disagree? Actually, I think he's been okay the last couple games. He had a really bad stretch this year for sure. Hope you enjoyed your stay at the Monkey Nine. Anyway, need more beer because of the many goals conceded. Loyal fan base at Rogers Arena as well. Yeah, it was in a way. Oh, you're talking to Lucas about, yes. But yeah, very loyal fans at Monkey Nine for sure. Go horn and train whistle. Oh, now I'm intrigued. OEL could waive to play on the Coyotes again, and we'll see. If McDonough signs with the team and plays a few games, who comes out of the lineup for him? Fangirl's too hard to say. It depends on who's injured, who's playing well, but you think it would be someone like a Peterson who's out already, a Dries, a Stednica, but it'll be a guy in the bottom six. Rest of the road trip, yikes. 1-2-1. Now that I think about it, I think they'll win one of the next four, which is not great. Jasper wants Matty Beniers. Joe says Miller is fine. If you haven't seen it, watch Linus Karlsson game-winning goal last night. Okay, I will check that out for sure. Yeah, I see. I didn't know that difference until I started looking things up. And it is. So when people say that Podkolzin was his translator, technically they should have been saying Podkolzin was his interpreter. Birdie saying, can I send you $500, please? You're welcome to, but I'm not sure if I believe you. But please forgive me if I'm not showing enough faith in you, Birdie. You don't have to send me $500. Did you hear the meeting with season ticket holders that they left unhappy with Smeal doing all the Q&A? Yeah, they promoted it was Patrick Alvin, but there are different stories of why he wasn't there. So it was indeed Stan Smeal, who's not the best public speaker. Got to love his passion, but not the best speaker. If you can travel back in time to reverse the Canucks moment, oh, that's easy for me, Helen. That's 2011, Game 7. If you adopt Miller, you'll need to ground him a lot, perhaps. Rogers Arena also won't give raffle tickets with every overpriced beer compared to Monkey Nine. That's true. That was something we had going today. Bowling alley is very cool. Good chance we could see OEL bought out. Penalty is not as bad as we think. Indeed. Can't imagine a CCC stream without some type of choo-choo. Yeah, I've learned to do it away from the mic despite my new mic. McDavid might win cup before Matthews, but it's unlikely he'll do it in Edmonton. That's a very good point. JT Emo playing with Petey. Yep, for sure. For sure. I think reviews that this fan base is still, the jury is still out on Rutherford and Alvin. I didn't actually notice Luke Hughes much at U20. I didn't watch a lot of games. Klimovich at 17 and 27. Nice. Ricky, it's crazy that we're not even halfway through the season and it feels like, yeah, that's the crazy part. Can we handle another 45 games of this? Oh, I see, Birdie. I got excited. What do you do if Rutherford and Alvin, the Canucks aren't good enough to make the playoffs, but also not bad enough to get a top draft pick? I think it's going to take, I don't know if this is going to happen, but you really got to look at blowing it up. There's no point being in this weird middle spot for sure. We need Klimovich to pan out for us, replace Besser. Yeah, I love Klimovich. He's got a wicked shot. Luke Hughes is projecting to play with the Devils by the end of the season. That is crazy. Lucas got the goal horn. Very cool. Bedard, 4 goals and 6 points in his first game back. Yikes. Bear's been okay. He's had his fair share of good moments and bad moments, but he's been okay. Do I think McDavid wants out of Edmonton at some point? That's a good question. Perhaps down the road, especially if they continue to flounder, either not make it playoffs or be a bubble team. 82 points in 29 games. Darnell Nurse is the Tyre Myers of the Oilers. Well said. Friends, I've caught up. I just realized what time it is. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a quick wrap up to the show here. Then that way I can cut off the podcast, and then we will stick around and play the games for the next 10 to 15 minutes. So as always, thank you everyone for all your support today, whether you're at the meetup, whether you're watching Game Over Vancouver at the meetup or from home, and especially for those of you that were here for this stream today, and to everyone who indeed made it out to the meetup earlier as well. I'm going to shout out to my moderators. It didn't look like you had to do too much today, and that's a good thing. Legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Just Incredible, legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you for your support, and tonight leading by example from a standpoint of donations. I appreciate you as always. I appreciate you as well, Hall of Fame and franchise members. To anyone who subscribed tonight, thank you. And for all of you contributing in the chat section, I appreciate you as well. And Elfren as well I think it was Elfren with the massive donation that kicked us off, correct? Yeah, so thank you to Elfren for his big dono as well. We appreciate you as always. So, Canucks fans, tomorrow night, Parker and I got my weeks mixed up. Remember last week I thought Canucks After Dark was going to be early? That's actually tomorrow. So tomorrow, Parker and I will be going at 7 or 7:15. I'm pretty sure we decided on 7, but I was pretty sure last week that we were going to be early. So tomorrow, likely a 7 o'clock start for Canucks After Dark. Then I can study, do some work, and then 11 p.m. I'll be on for my shorter abridged show that I do every weeknight. So I hope you join me tomorrow night at 11, and then you join Parker and me at 7 o'clock a few hours earlier. So on your way out, don't forget, I'm going to come back. I'm going to do games after I close off the show. So as always, subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership if you'd like to, and continue to leave comments on your way out. Thank you to Van City Experts Real Estate. Thank you to Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. Thanks to all of you for being here, and if you're at the meetup as well, for doing double duty tonight. Rate, review on a podcast platform, and I will see you tomorrow. Technically, I'll see you in about 30 seconds. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And it was interesting, as we were cleaning up from the meetup today, Gail, my wife Gail, asked me, said, Clay, what's the difference between ignorance and apathy? And I said to Gail, I don't know, and I don't care. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah. Stick around. We are back, my friends. We have done basically the majority of the show, but we will end off now with some games. So I will share my screen and we will do what we usually do. All we ask is if you've played already today, do not, Jaskrin didn't like that joke. I thought that was a good one. All I ask is if you've already played these games today, that you do not spoil it for anyone else. Nice to see you too, Harry. I actually gave a shout out to everyone that was at the meetup earlier today. I did that actually earlier in my vlog because I started at 10:30 today, as I do on Sundays. And I appreciate you. It was really cool that you came, Harry. It was great that you brought your friend Kevin as well. First one I see is from IC Taves. I presume he's talking about Jonathan. And if it was Devon, my fault. So the only thing we got right is he's left-handed. The biggest thing now is we got to pop over to the Eastern Conference. The first Eastern Conference player I see is from Harriet Crosby, but it's not a center. So I'm going Charlie McAvoy. Is McAvoy Canadian? No, American. Actually, that might work. So let's go with Charlie McAvoy. I can already tell McAvoy's got... Oh, that was a great guess, actually. That was a great guess. So we nailed that it's a defenseman from the Atlantic Division, an American-born defenseman from the Atlantic Division who is younger than 25 years old. What an excellent guess. By the way, another donation. Choo-choo. Oh, my voice is going. Lucas Gates, thank you. CCC Goalhorn, successful. Canucks Goalhorn and train whistle and rocket swoosh. I will, Lucas, send that to me later and I will happily listen to it. No high tea. It's not always active players. So once again, we did a really good guess there. Who guessed that? Who guessed McAvoy? That was Jaskrin. So we need a defenseman from the Atlantic Division, born in the U.S. Defenseman. Eric Stahl is not a defenseman. Tage Thompson is not a defenseman. Good guesses, but I need a defenseman in the Atlantic Division, U.S. born. Defenseman in the Atlantic Division who's U.S. born. And whoever it is has a skinny head, it looks like. Atlantic Division is Boston, Toronto, Tampa, Buffalo, Florida, Detroit, Ottawa, and Montreal. No, Bern, I would love it if I went, if I lost my voice because I had to keep chewing. Captain Caveman, no, it's not going to be Suter because Suter is a lot older than 25 years old. I need a young guy from the U.S. playing defense on an Atlantic team. That's not Boston. I don't think Sider's from the U.S. Matthews is not a defenseman. The player from Buffalo, forgot his name, starts with an R. Adam Fox is a good guess, but Fox plays in, isn't Fox in the other division? Yeah. Fox is in the Metro. The defense player from Buffalo, whose name starts with an R. Okay, I will look that up because it's not cheating. You are basically asking about that guy. I'm going to look him up for you. Matheson, I think, is older than 25 for sure. But I'm going to look up Rosario's guy. In the meantime, I'll look up Sanderson. I don't even know who Sanderson plays for. Oh, he didn't have a picture, so I don't think it's going to be him. But at least we know that he's between 20 and 25. O'Reilly is not a defenseman. I'm going to look up this guy for Rosario. What is it? Players? No, I need teams. Where's the Buffalo? How do I do this? Stats. Oh, my thing's all... Okay, here we go. Buffalo Sabres. I don't think Ristolainen is... I don't think Ristolainen is American. Is that the guy you're thinking about? Dahlin is not American, but this guy, Osterley, is... How come I can't... Oh, but he's way too old. Sorry, good guess, but we got the right division. Okay, so we've eliminated Boston, Ottawa, and Detroit, but I better look up this this Buffalo defenseman that Rosario asked me about. Buffalo Sabres stats. Chabot plays for Ottawa, though. And then we know he's not an Ottawa Sabre. An Ottawa. Yeah, the defenseman... He's got to be older than 20. Yeah, Ristolainen isn't American for sure. I don't think he even plays there anymore. All right, let's reset this. We got to figure this out. Who's... Zest got it? Yeah, Zest, you can say, as long as you're not... Well, Zest, before you say it, have you played already today? If you've played already today and you know that it's right because you've actually typed it into Ordle, then don't type it in. But if you haven't played today and you think you got it right, yeah, you can type it in the chat for sure. I hope that makes sense, Zest. And thank you for asking before spoiling it by accident. Burn, the $5, is that a pound? $5 pound, thank you. Appreciate you. I don't even know that it equates to it. So we'll go with choo choo. Oh my gosh, my voice is getting bad. Thank you, Burn. Appreciate it. Let's give some love to Burn in the chat. So I'm going to go with this Harris guy, who I don't know who it is. And then we'll go to... Oh, that's right. Who is this guy? Jordan Harris. Is he half Asian? He looks like it. Jordan Harris. So Montreal Canadiens, 22 years old. Massachusetts. What does it say about him? Playing career, personal life. Oh, Harris and his family are black, and they've spoken about challenges experienced by black hockey players. Very cool. Great. No problem, London. Thanks for being here. Good job. Good job to Justin. And then Zest, I'm not sure if Zest ever typed it in, if that was the one that he said that he had as well. Oh, and Burn, actually, special thanks for Jake for his useful bowling tips. I can't remember what he told you, but I'm really glad that it was very helpful to you, Burn. Okay, awesome. Good job, you guys, especially to you, Justin. Let's go to Gordo now, where this is a player's name. Thanks, Michael. I've addressed this comment already when you first said it. Oh, good, Zess. So you knew it was right and you didn't want to spoil it. That was a good call. And no, Harry, we did not go bowling today. I need a player who has 6 letters in his name. Jastrin comes in first with Mackie. I don't even know who that is. Oh, that was a really good guess. Because the C, the K, and the E are correct. Nice job, Jastrin. So I'll take the next guess that has these 3 letters. I'm pretty sure this is going to be an N, right? It's got to be something N. That was an excellent first guess. Would it be an N? But it's not an A. O-I, Icken. Is there a guy named Icken? Ucken? Oh, that sounds bad. Can't be back. Duncan, Bacchus is the first one I thought of, but it can't be Bacchus because of this A is no good. Amit was at the meetup as well. As I mentioned, was happy to see him. Nice to meet you, Amit. Thanks for coming down. Can't be Lyndon. It's got to have a letter that has C, K, and E in here. Yeah, I thought it was Bacchus, but I'm not going to type it because it can't be Bacchus though, even though the C, K, and the E work, because this A isn't correct. Anyone else? Anyone else have a guess? It's got to be something C-K-E-N, right? Something N. Oh, no, I was going to say Hackett, but... Oh, very good. Jastrin comes in with Tucker. Excellent. Wow. Very good, Jastrin. Darcy Tucker. We get it in 2. Props to Jastrin. Oh, I didn't know we've got in only 2 so many times. Gosh, we're so smart here. But we knew that already. Lastly, let's end with Wordle. Jastrin is very good. I will take the next 5-letter word I see in the chat, and then we will go from there. Hopefully, it's a word that has some vowels in it. We need a good starting word. But I will take the first one that I see. No, I'll take the first one that I see that I like. Okay, it wouldn't be my first choice, but I'll go with it. Duncan, world. Not bad. Actually, we got the O and the R. So I'll take the next word that has an O and the R, not in that spot. And we got to get some more vowels out there. That we always like a word with more vowels to start off. Can't be horse, Harry, because beard would work. No, can't use beard. because of the D. Angus, you let in 2? Did you play today? I let in 2. What does that mean? Oh no, I keep clicking on the wrong. I did let in 2. I must have missed something earlier. Flower, no, can't use a Coach Rob because there's no L. I'm at probably in March. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. Steric doesn't work because I need an O in the word. Ropes. No, can't use ropes because the O is here. Floor I can't use because of L. Store I can use. I can use store. Store, not a bad guess actually at all. So we know that the R is here. And we know that the E somewhere else. And then Birdie comes in with opera, which I think could be right. And there it is. That was a good guess, Birdie. Hopefully that was a legit. And Jaskin got it too. Very good, you guys. We are a very, very smart group tonight. And as I'm talking, I can hear my voice going. I think because I was talking all day at the meetup. And because I was so excited to see everyone. Oh, Angus, 4-2. So you guys won. That's good. That's good. Yes, you were a little nervous and sitting off to the side. I am certainly glad that you joined the table. And that table was certainly full of some nice people. Harry says, can't wait for the next meetup. I agree. Everyone made you feel welcome. That's awesome, Amit. And no, Birdie, I believe you. That's awesome. Both you and someone else mentioned opera. That is really, really, really good. Friends, I'm going to go. We're over an hour. I'm going to wrap up here. I have to edit this. I have to send a couple emails for work. And then, because I'm actually out in Surrey all day tomorrow. I'm not going to my office in Vancouver. Going to Surrey all day for an all-day workshop. So, thank you, everyone, for being here. Duncan, there are about 32 people that we counted that were there specifically for the meetup. Now, I should wrap up. Friends, thank you. Tomorrow, Canucks After Dark at 7 o'clock, Parker and me. Parker was in Seattle today, so I'm sure I'll try and get some Seahawks talk out of him. And then 11 o'clock, my own show, where we'll talk about the direction or lack thereof of this Vancouver Canucks team. So once again, thank you for being here. Thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss, moderators, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. And thanks to all of you, especially those of you who donated either in the first part of the stream or this very last part. So you guys are awesome. I appreciate you being here. And on your way out, subscribe, like the video, leave comments, leave donations, become members, upgrade memberships, and make sure you rate and review on a podcast platform. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Canucks After Dark, 11 o'clock, my own show. So as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. What do you call a snake that's exactly 3.14 meters long? A python. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.